Hi, third graders. Today I'm going to quickly go through how to add and subtract with rounding. We're going to do two adding and two subtracting. And then I also brought out my base 10 blocks to kind of give you a visual of what actually is going on while we're doing this. So not only am I going to be writing it off on the side here, but we're going to be doing the blocks as well. Bear with me, there is a little bit of a delay with the document camera, but we'll do the best we can. So remember, we always start in our ones place. So I have 7 plus 3. I have my 7 cubes over here. I add 3 more, and then I can figure out how many I have total. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's 0 ones left over. If I trade it in for long, because remember 10 cubes make a long, and that gives me one more group of 10. Okay, so then I put my one group of 10 up above the 9. So now I go on to my tens place. So I have 1 plus 9, which I have right here, which is 10. And then I have 1, 2, 3 more. So I started out with 9, then I added 1, and I added my other 3. So all together, that's going to make 13. So I have my 3 on the bottom, and I'm going to take these 10 longs away, because 10 longs makes a flat. So 10 longs plus, or trade it out for a flat, so I put my 1 up here. Now I have to add my hundreds place. So I already have my original 1 from the 197. Then I have the 1 from trading in the 10 longs. And now I'm adding the 1 from the 133. So then I look at it all, I go 100, 200, 300, and there's my answer. So I had 7 plus 3 was 10. I traded those 10 cubes in for a long, so I had 0 ones left over. I carried my 1 up to the top. Then I had 1 plus 9 longs, which is 10 longs, plus 3 more is 13. So I have put my 3 down on the bottom. I traded in 10 longs for a flat and put it up on the top. Then I added together my 3 flats to get my hundreds place. All right. I'm going to do one more adding one. Let's do 76 plus, let's do 99, just for fun. All right. So again, we started in our ones place. So I should probably lay out my cube, or my longs in my cube. So there's 5, 6, 7 longs, and 6 cubes. Okay. Now I'm going to add 9 more cubes. So I have all of my cubes up there, quite a bit of them. Now I want to see if I can trade out any of them. So I need to figure out if I have enough to make 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I do have enough. I'm going to take those away off the camera and trade it for a long. Okay, so I had 1 long. And then how many cubes I have left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 would be my ones place. Okay. Now I have my 7 that I started, my 7 that I started with, my 1 that I traded, and now I'm going to add, hopefully I have enough longs, I'm going to add longs. So I need 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So there are my 9 for the 99. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can make any groups of 10 to trade out for a flat. Okay, so I know that there's 9 here. If I slide this one over, there's my 10. So I'm going to take these away and add in my flat. This will just make it easier for me to visualize. Instead of having all of those longs, I can just look at the flat and then the remaining longs. So now I'm going to look and see how many of the longs are left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 longs and 1 flat. Now, if I were looking at this just adding, I would just think, okay, I can do 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 9 is 17. All right, so that's how we're doing our adding. Now we're going to do some subtracting and practice that before I send you off to work. So if I started with 352 minus 188, so let me put those out. So I have my 352. Okay, I'm going to start in my ones column. 2 take away 8. Now I look at my cubes and I only have 2 cubes sitting here. Uh-oh, I need to take away 8. So what do? I take one of my longs away and I put in 10 cubes. So there's 5 and 10. Now the 10 cubes does not include the 2 original ones. It's adding 10 more to that. So when I'm writing it in numbers, I took 1 away from the 5, which turned it into 4 longs, and then I added 10 cubes to the 2, which made it 12. Now I can take away my 8 cubes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are gone. So how many am I left with? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I write 4 down on the bottom. Okay, my 1s are done. Now I can move on to my 10s. So now I have 4 longs, but I need to take 8 away. So just like what we did with our cubes, I need to borrow. So the next biggest size is going to be my flat. I'm going to take a flat away and I'm going to put on 10 longs. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so writing it on the problem, what we did was we took one flat away, making it 2 flats left. You can see them up here, 1, 2. And then I gave 10 longs to the 4, so making it 14. And now I can take my 8 away. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what's left is what I have for 10s. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can always check with our mental math. 14 minus 8 is 6. Now I'm down to my flats. This is where it's extra important that you're making sure that the bigger number ends up on top when you're subtracting. So I have 2 flats and I take 1 away. So how many are left? Just 1. So 352 minus 188 equals 164. All right, we'll do one more and then off you go. Let's do 233 minus 197. Okay, so I'm going to set that up with my flats, my longs, and my cubes. So I start by looking at my ones place. I have 3, take away 7. Well, I only have 3 cubes. I don't have enough to take 7 away. So I need to borrow. Take one of my longs away. And there's 5 and 10. Okay, so now those got added in with my original 3. So to show it on here, I crossed out my 3. I took one of the longs away, making there be 2 longs. And then I added 10 cubes, which gave me 13. All right, now I can subtract. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can see how many are left. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check with my mental math. I know 13 take away 7 is 6. Okay, so my cubes are done. Now I look at my longs. I'm supposed to do 2 minus 9. Well, I only have 2 longs. That's not enough. So I need to borrow one of my flats and give myself 10 longs. So there's my original 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I can do my subtracting, and I'm going to write it up here what we visually did. I took away 1 flat, leaving 1 left, and then I added 10 longs to my 2 original to give me 12. Now I can take away my 9. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many longs do I have left? I only have 3, and I can do my mental math. Remind myself 12 minus 9 is 3, or I could check it the other way where I add 3 plus 9 to make sure I get 12. All right, and then I go into my hundreds. 1 minus 1, I take my flat away. I have nothing left for flats. So my answer ends up being 36. All right. Happy math.